Long ago, in the golden age of Persia, when the land was lush with gardens and the air carried the scent of blooming jasmine, there lived a warrior named Arsham. His name meant strength of the sun, and he was known across the empire as a defender of the weak and the guardian of justice. Though his heart was kind, his blade was feared, for it moved like lightning and struck with the fury of a storm. Arsham had a quiet life in his village until one fateful day when a rider arrived, his horse foaming and his face pale with terror. "Arsham," the rider cried, "the city of Marzban is under siege. A three-headed demon roams its outskirts, attacking the young soldiers and spreading fear. None have returned alive to tell of its power." Without hesitation, Arsham strapped on his armor, a gleaming suit forged by the master blacksmiths of Persepolis. His blade, a curved shamshir named Ziafar, glimmered with ancient inscriptions that spoke of victory and protection. He mounted his black stallion, Siavash, and galloped toward Marzban. The arrival at Marzban. The city of Marzban was a shadow of its former glory. Its walls, once proud and unyielding, now bore scorch marks. The villagers huddled in fear, whispering tales of the demon. It was said to be taller than the tallest cypress, its three heads each bearing a face of terror, one wreathed in flame, one covered in writhing serpents, and the third cloaked in shadow. As Arsham entered the city gates, an elderly priest named Merdad approached him. The demon's name is Zandighar, an ancient beast cursed to roam this earth for 1,000 years, Merdad said. It cannot be defeated by mere strength. You must outwit it, Arsham. Seek its weakness. Arsham nodded, taking the priest's advice to heart. That night, he knelt under the starry sky, seeking guidance from Ahura Mazda, the great god of wisdom and light. A soft breeze carried a whisper to his ears. The demon's heads are its strength. Divide them, and you shall conquer. The battle begins. At dawn, Arsham rode into the demon's lair, a cavern deep in the Zagros mountains. The ground trembled as Zandighar emerged, its three heads roaring in unison. Flames licked the air from one head, venom dripped from another, and the shadow head whispered curses that chilled the blood. "Who dares disturb me?" bellowed the flaming head. "I am Arsham, protector of Persia," he declared, his voice steady, "and I have come to end your reign of terror." The demon laughed, a sound like thunder shaking the mountains. It lunged at Arsham, its claws slashing and its three heads snapping. But Arsham was swift. He dodged and parried, his shamshir singing through the air. Using his wits, Arsham baited each head to attack independently. He lured the flaming head into a pool of water, dousing its fire. He tricked the serpent head into biting its own body, its venom coursing through the demon's veins. Finally, he confronted the shadow head. "You cannot destroy me," the shadow hissed. "I am fear itself." Arsham smiled. "Then I shall face you with the light." He unsheathed a shard of polished crystal gifted by Merdad and held it aloft. The morning sun struck the crystal, casting a brilliant beam that pierced the shadow head. With a final scream, Zandighar collapsed, its body turning to ash and scattering on the wind. The return to Marzban Arsham returned to Marzban a hero. The villagers cheered, and the young soldiers, inspired by his courage, pledged to protect the city with renewed vigor. Merdad blessed him, saying, "You have not only saved our city, but reminded us that wisdom and courage together can defeat even the darkest of evils." Arsham, ever humble, simply replied, "It is the duty of every warrior to stand against darkness, so that light may prevail." From that day forward, Arsham's name was etched into the hearts of his people, a beacon of hope in times of despair. And though he would fight many more battles, the tale of Arsham and the three-headed demon became a story whispered around campfires and sung in the halls of kings, ensuring that his legacy would endure for generations to come.